Hi everybody. It's another gorgeous day here in North Carolina. Second one in a row. It hadn't been raining and I could get out here and ride. Have my lovely wife on the back with me today, but because I'm forgetful and didn't remember to charge up the intercom's batteries, we won't be able to talk back and forth today, but that's all right because she doesn't usually say anything when I'm vlogging anyway. So we're out here riding on some of her favorite roads. I asked her where she'd like to go and she said, oh, just anywhere. So we'll take this loop that we've taken before. It's not as warm as it was yesterday. We're in the high 40s, maybe creeping into the low 50s here in just a little bit, so we won't stay out too long. She gets cold pretty quick, and I quite frankly don't have my winter gloves on, so my hands will be pretty chilly by the time we get through. Here's what the river looked like this time of year, and you can see all the vegetation. Well, she and I have been down in Atlanta for about the last 3 weeks, and made our trip up the other day. And we like to go to the library and get an audio book of some kind. And we like the Spencer novels. We like the Jesse Stone novels of Robert B. Parker. And to be honest, I like them because Joe Montaigne reads them, and he does a really good job of it. And the miles just disappear. But we've pretty much listened to all the ones that they have at our library in Smyrna and the one here in Locust. So we were looking around for something else, and we happened to see one that was done by Steve Martin, the comedian and movie star. And I got to tell you, that was a really interesting book. The hours just flew by. And it's a good 4.5 hour trip. And we just finished it today, so it was about a 5.5 hour, 6 hour set of CDs, and he reads his own book, so it's in his voice. So it was really, really interesting, but it made me think of something. I don't know if you're familiar with him, if you know, he hadn't done this particular act in a long time, but at one time part of his act was that he was a rambling guy. And he'll tell you in the book that he's patterned that after some other people that had said that. But he called himself a rambling guy. I'm a rambling guy. And we were just at the store a little while ago, and we were thinking about people that, you know, especially young people who are out there, and it seems like they're burning the candle on both ends, you know. The theory is that we just have so much life that we're given, and that if you burn it up too fast, it'll go too quick and you won't have any left. And so I got to thinking that, you know, she and now I'm retired, and she could retire here in a year or so, and I was thinking we're not really burning our candle at both ends. We're just barely burning our candle at the end we're supposed to burn it at. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just smoldering. You know, like that, you blow out a candle in it, and the wick's got that tiny little glowing red ember at the very tip of the wick, and it just puts out a little bit of smoke, and it makes the room smell bad. That's me. I'm smoldering. But hey, as long as that ember's going, I'm okay. But I'm enjoying life. Like I said, we've been down in Atlanta. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure some of you have retired. Some of you are dreaming about retirement. Some of you hadn't even thought about it, but let me tell you what I was thinking about it. You know, you think, well, what's retirement going to be like? Well, you don't have to get them to go to work. Well, that's the obvious thing, but what are you going to do? Well, if you've lived in the same place for a long time and you've got a lot of friends and you got places you like to go, you know, you think, well, I'll be able to do that. I'll have plenty of time to do that and visit friends and all this stuff. Well, now think about it from my perspective. In order to go down and help out my mother-in-law, you know, look after her a little bit, and make it so that my wife could actually work and then come back to her home there in Smyrna rather than having to jump on another plane and come up here to North Carolina. I've been staying down there with her. Well, I don't have any of my stuff down there. I don't have any of my RC planes or any of the stuff to build them with. I don't have this motorcycle. I do take my cameras, and I did get that little quad flyer, and that's going to be fun. I have been playing around with that some, but you know, you think about it, you know, how do you fill up your day when, you know, everybody you know down there, basically everybody down there I know works, so 5 days a week they're at work, so there's nobody to hang out with. So I do end up spending a lot of time riding around, looking at the sights, trying to find my way around, trying to get used to the area, and really anything I could need, a restaurant, grocery store, I mean anything is within 5 minutes of the house in Smyrna, literally. And that's so different from here, because where we are out here in the country in North Carolina, it's a good 20 minutes to about anywhere, unless you just want to go to the Walmart, which we're real lucky to have one about 5 miles away. But you know, if you want to go get some good food, you want to get some good fish, you got to ride about 20 miles down the road to Albemarle, North Carolina. And that's what we're going to go do tonight. We're going to meet some friends and go out and fellowship with them a little bit and have some good fish. And I haven't seen them in a while. And one of them is my buddy who's just recently had so much health problem. And but so it's going to be good to see him and talk to them. But you know, just thinking about it, you know, definitely my life as a retired guy, it's smoldering. But you know, one of these days the weather's going to turn, and you know, my wife won't always work. She'll retire, and then we'll both have time to, you know, spend up here and to spend down there, and really to spend anywhere. Maybe we'll get a chance to climb on this this old girl here and ride around the countryside, and ride maybe up. Really want to go up into the Blue Ridge Mountains and ride. I have not ridden there on this motorcycle, and I really, really want to. But it's going to have to wait a little while, unless I just have a wild hair and decide to go do it on my own. But I know she would like to go, so I've got to try to work it around her. Oddly enough, in Smyrna, I'm actually closer to the Blue Ridge Parkway by about an hour than I am from here we are in the Stanfield Locust area in North Carolina. So I may just try to, when the weather gets good, get this motorcycle down there and take it on a little ride out, maybe ride up around the Blue Ridge Parkway for about a day. But we'll see how she goes. Got some school buses out here. They're getting ready to drop them off. About that time of day. I don't know if we'll run across any or not. But, oh well. Just wanted to fill you in on how everything's are going, and highly recommend if you take trips where you're not on your bike, and you want to pass the time and you're tired of listening to the radio, just pick up an audiobook. Those things are fabulous. I mean, the time just zips by. You just don't have any idea. Alrighty, well, you guys take care, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.